Good morning. Whoop. That was an interesting little glitch. Okay. Good morning. It's been a couple of weeks since I streamed any Kerbal Space Program. Let me verify that everything's working. I gotta do all my things. It's nice to be. One thing I like about streaming Kerbal Space Program is that you get to see my disheveled morning look. I think it makes it feel more like we're hanging out. No, yeah, there we go. We are hanging out. That's the truth. Though if you feel like letting me know, let me know if you hang out. Wait, where's my live? I know I'm on. I just want to watch. I need to monitor the stream. There we go. What I have to watch my own stream on my phone. Otherwise, I still will miss comments. But anyway, on the computer I have the webcam. You have to get a special webcam to do it on the PlayStation. I haven't gotten around to that. I also want to note, the other day I was followed by somebody who perhaps will watch this video, but more likely it will happen by some other time in the future, maybe when I'm streaming that game again, by somebody named I Need Sleep. And to that I say, good on you for recognizing that fact. I'm not being... it sounds like I'm being so sarcastic. No. We all need sleep. So, if you think, this is my request. If you're watching, thank you for watching. But if you should be sleeping, do that. As the great YouTuber Wheezy Waiter once said, if you want to sleep, just sleep, All right, we're going to play Kerbal Space Program. Who knows what I'm doing? Resume. It's been a couple of weeks. Let me get some musicale. We're going to do maybe Happy. Come along if you feel like I don't know any of the words. Dude, my hair is such a mess. All right, so we got Pretzel Rocks providing some music. I believe this is still a current way to do that. And we left off with the birds here at the Space Center. There's a lot going on out in space, but I believe it is time. It is time, at long last time. See all the blue dice that we've accumulated. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 6. Hang on, let me make sure that my audio's on. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, it sure is. That is 6 consecutive unmanned launches in this space program. That is too many. We've got to do a manned launch and wipe away the blue dice. Put them back into the little jar. So, we recently launched missions to all the planetoids. No, just 2 of them, really. Okay. You can tell I'm into my 3rd cup of coffee here. So, we got a full itinerary today. And we need to get going. And I believe what we get going with is... it's the Kerlosiraptor Mark 1D Polar. That's correct. It's all come back to me. Running D&D games... let's edit that. Running D&D games has been really good for me because prior to playing D&D with people, I got a creative project and I would just do that creative project until either I completely burnt out on it, or one song at a time, please, or until life came along and said, Luke, you have to stop doing this because you have to go to work, or you have to finish your taxes, or whatever, get some groceries, whatever it was. Interesting. Kerlosiraptor 1D Polar is not facing the correct way all of a suddenly. Oh, yes, it is, because we're going polar. Right. All right, so this is our spacecraft is probably lagging real bad, so I'm just going to get somebody in here. And what is historic about this spacecraft launch? If you're just joining, by the way, this is Kerbal Space Program. We're launching rockets. We're going into space. We're exploring space with small little green men and women. That wasn't originally in the game. Let's see. Jondrin Kerman has done some launches. Gwenvin went all the way to Minmus. But today, Claufen Kerman, the scientist, will go into space. This will be our first scientist Kerbonaut. And we can do this because this spacecraft has a probe core that can help pilot the craft. So we do not need a specialized pilot to fly this mission. I think this is all set. What we're going to do, I've already saved because it's totally possible to like completely screw up my game when I get on here and I'm like, what was I doing? So the way we do this is we check the mass, right? 36.8 tons, then we round that up and divide by 10, and then we add an alarm, add an alarm, and call it pad ready, just to make it so that we can't launch rockets every 10 seconds. In 4 days, we can launch again. What is even happening? Close that, please. Close this, please. Close this. Close this. There we go. That was a little bit scary. Save. All right, Claufen. I'm just going to trust that past me... Oh, good morning, Gem1701. Hello, live long and prosper. That's an emoji? I am so much more impressed with Twitch now than I was before. I had no idea that that could be done. Oh. All right, this is Carlociraptor 1D Polar launching on the Phileas rocket. Hopefully in a relatively manageable frame rate. I'm just going to trust that I knew what I was doing when I built this, because I don't remember what's happening. Those beautiful rings. And here we... Oh, I'm suddenly being the Joker. Here we go. And we're going to want to pitch right away and rotate a little bit, actually west. We want to actually launch ever so slightly west. Quick, pitch a little bit more. We don't want to drop these boosters on... Oh, this is a very... I needed to be a lot more aggressive with my turn. I think this is going to work out, and... Okay. There we go. All right, I think we're all right. All right, this is good launching music. I was gonna repeat "Live long and prosper," but instead of saying "Live long and prosper," I was about to say "to be or not to be" in Klingon. That is the wrong Star Trek reference. Okay, I might have messed up this launch, but I'm a little bit rusty, so we'll see what the heck is happening here, of course. How's it going up there, Claufen? Our time to apoaps is not what we want it to be, so we're gonna have to do some cosine losses. See how I'm burning like this horrible way? I was too aggressive in my turn. If this fails, I'll just revert, because like if you're playing once every week or every 2 weeks, it's kind of to be expected that you have to like have a little simulation to actually get going. But we might make it. I don't think I said this mission is intended to be a polar mapping mission of the planet Kerbin, as well as EVA science reports, which will be really riveting to watch. This is a fun song. Nope. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to... We're gonna revert this one. Revert flight just to the launch pad. I kind of had that suspicion. I had that suspicion that was gonna happen. Because... Man, this is a very upbeat song, I'm just noticing. I had that suspicion because I haven't launched a rocket in over 14 days. I know that because my last Twitch stream is not on anymore. Alright, SAS on, throttle on. Prepare to pitch north. Claufen, that was a test. There we go. And now, beginning a more gentle pitching maneuver. More gentle. See, the atmosphere is a bit different, and all my instincts are a little bit different. And at one point, the most efficient way to get the spacecraft doing... I almost pressed that too soon. At one point, the most efficient way to get the spacecraft into a smooth orbit without having to do too much control inputs was to turn quite aggressively at the beginning and be getting over 45 degrees by like 6 or 7 kilometers but I do not have the thrust on my second stage to be doing that. So this looks a little better. What do you think, Claufen? She says it looks the same as it always looks in here. We can't really see anything. Alright, time to Wap-Waps is getting up to 45 seconds. That's kind of what we want. Look at those rings, and there's the moon off in the distance. I love playing with this mod. This mod is quite enjoyable. Alright, we're going... Our time to Wap-Waps is higher than it needs to be, but we're about to switch to a lower thrust second stage, so... There's been a lot of space stuff since the last time I played Kerbal. Primarily that the astronauts came home from their SpaceX mission, which is lovely. I want to stay looking. See how orbital? We're still going a bit east. That's why we're burning a bit west surface to pull our marker a little bit. We're trying to aim for a 90-degree inclination here, but this is going to be close enough. I mean, let's make sure we're not losing control of the vehicle or going more west than we need to. I'm just switching between them, making sure I know what I'm doing. And the atmosphere of Kerbin in this mod is 80 kilometers, so we need to be going up to like 90, 95 probably to be comfortable. We might even want to go to 100 just for time warp purposes. Getting closer to fully inclined. These are very tall mountains. Look at that. Claufen Kerman is the first non-pilot to orbit Kerbin in this career mode. Sciencey mode. Yep, so far so good. I'm alt-tabbing, so it's probably lagging. We're nearly going due north, so I'm gonna, if I can press the correct key inputs, I'm gonna switch to that. And we don't have to be in map view because I've got all these displays, but oh, there's a doggy outside. I've been watching so many cat videos. The YouTube channel Kittysaurus just like became my life in the last 48 hours. I think it's really good for my like blood pressure. I'm not sure what our Delta V situation is. Do we have another stage? Yeah, we have a whole nother engine, so we're just gonna go ahead and burn up to 105. There we go. Ah, what good timing for that music. We're gonna F5 here. I said we're going to F5 here. Oh my, this music. It's not that it's not good music, just a little bit much. All right, add maneuver at Apoaps, please. Not that this maneuver will help us because we'll have to switch over to the other stage. All right, so 220 meters per second, but we only have like 16 meters per second left on this engine, so I expect then it'll like double, so I expect we'll want to start our burn. Oh, I don't know, let's warp here. The other thing I want to look out for is depleting electric charge, but I think we're okay. Look, we're going over the poles. See, I don't know this Kerbin. This is the Kerbin from Uncharted Lands, so I keep forgetting, but I don't know anything about the geography. Or kerbography. I'm gonna go with kerbography, because it's fun to say. That's also the study of bogs. Alright, ramp it up. Alright, it's got the new calculations, so we're gonna burn in now. I was gonna say a countdown, but actually I was like, no, it's time. Oh, this little spacecraft. I was close. I was holding on the M button as though that was going to cut my engine, so I stopped the last second. Okay, we're over 100 kilometers in both directions. Now it's time to, well, turn such that we can, there we go. I'm not really sure what's happening here, but we want our solar panels to be in the right place. Now we're going to save. And I need to uncross my legs or I'm going to have problems. Whoa, 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 whoa. Everything's been bumped. That's fine. Coffee. All right, we've done a manned launch. That means I can take all these blue dice and jam them back in here. Because that's how I keep track of not only doing unmanned missions the entire time. This is not, however, a milestone. I mean, it's kind of cool to put Kerbal Scientist in space, but this does not count as a milestone mission, so I get a red dice. If I have too many of those, well, I have to do something that counts as a milestone. That's how I manage myself. That's making up for the fact that I'm not actually in career mode, because I am so tired of doing contracts. All right. Quick saving again, because I honestly don't remember how to do this. So I need to deploy these fairings. This could be an issue. All right, I've quick saved. I don't know what this button's going to do. There might be a reason I can't do this. I'm gonna stage. There we go, look at that. It actually worked. Amazing, my goodness. All right, so that's good. Now, what about this? Yep, deploy the low-resolution scanning radar altimeter. Look at that. All right, let's do a... Do we want to do a mystery goo observation? I guess so. I mean, I feel like we've done this already. Let's reset that. There's probably some reason why that's not what I'm doing. I don't remember. Oh, though I did it again. Reset. Material study? Why did I send this again? Maybe I was supposed to do it on the way up. I don't know why I launched this craft the way that I did. But let's do an EVA report, Claufen. You're going to go on EVA. Just above the ice plains. Mom calls, wondering where you are and when you'll be home for dinner. A few days. It'll be a few days. Keep board. All right, and how is our electric charge doing? Electric charge seems to be fine. Have we started? It says that it's at an ideal altitude, so that's good. So let's just warp. Noting that the mission commander might need a restroom break because he had his electrolytes in his coffee. Carry on. Carry on. We're just carrying on until we go over a new biome. Nope. Yep. It's going to be a lot of this. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. There we go. EVA report. Okay, we missed it. Board. Gotta be fast. Gotta be faster. When I see EVA report, I gotta hit EVA. So he's got to warp. Warp. I'm sorry if it's dark. It'll get better in a minute. Yep, we've been over the mountains. We've been over a lot of the biomes. And we're going over the ocean. That's fine. Coastline, EVA. EVA report. Yeah, there we go. Coastline got. So we're building up more science now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Frame rate. Okay. We're building up more science, which is very useful. Even though I have not been spending any of my science because I've already pre-built my launches. That's been the interesting rhythm of trying to do a regular Kerbal stream rather than just like play this game obsessively for like 3 days and then stop because it's time to do something else with my life. Is that I've been pre-building stuff between so that I don't have to try to fill time. I find that I can narrate what I'm doing in games okay, but when I am like making decisions like... Sorry, that noise is just constant. Let's turn that noise off. When I'm making decisions like, oh, which engine would be most efficient? Do I need this or that? Or let me look up the ISP of this something or other. Whatever kind of game it is, when I have to stop and say, is it this, is it that? I can't really narrate my thought process. So it becomes very, very difficult to actually include anybody else in that process. So I've been doing that in between. So I'll set aside a little bit of time between streams and build some stuff. And I've really enjoyed that because the result ends up being that I do more with the technology that I already have. Because I don't... Oh, it's so cool to drop beyond the rings. That's really fun. Why is that so cool? Why has it been fun? It's been fun because doing that process of building and then streaming the flights has resulted in me building more ships with a given tech level before moving on to the next one. So let's get, yeah, the altimetry map of Kerbin. There we go. I can't make this any smaller, so that's what we have. All right, warp. I'm just waiting to see if there's any other spots. You know, one thing that we can do is we can swap to the biome map. See, Kerbin, the biome... I thought we already had a biome map of Kerbin. That might have been in the other game. I guess that was in the other game. All right, that was in the other game. I'm thinking of a different... Oh, there's slope. Let's do altimetry. Altimetry is really what I'm looking for. There we go. I don't know how many biomes there are of Kerbin, but I might look it up just to see if we're done with this EVA stuff. So I'm gonna go into... This is a little bit cheaty, but I can go in here and look at show experiments available on this vessel. Yeah, and we're gonna look up EVA. Space near. Kerbin. It looks to me those are experiments available. I think we've done it all. I think we've done all the biomes. Ocean, coastline, equatorial sands, plains, rocky ground, mountains, frozen plains, ice plains. I think we've done it all. So I'm going to turn off that. And I'm going to give us, with this nice music, a little bit of a orbit montage. And I'll be back. If I can figure out the buttons. Hello. Test, test. I'm back. Thank you for waiting. I hope we had a fun little orbiting montage. That was probably very exciting. How close are we? We're getting pretty close. I'm thinking about what we might want to do, because we're how many days till our next launch? We've only been in space 2.5 hours. So this mission is inspired, but I thought I had water over here. This mission is inspired by the MOLE mission concept, the Manned Orbiting Laboratory Experiment, something like that. Hang on, I want water. One sec. Anyway, I think it makes sense to have a Kerbal mission that is inspired by moles. But I'm going to get all my science wrong, but the Manned Orbiting Laboratory something or other was a concept to use, I think, the Gemini spacecraft, but put a laboratory in the back. And then there would either be a hole through the heat shield to climb through, which seems like a great idea, or EVA around or something. I don't really know the whole story. Am I still mic'd? Yes. Anyway, it never ended up happening, but it's an interesting idea. It's sort of early pre-space station concept. And there's probably a lot more information about that I don't know. Scott Manley or Amy something, forget her name. Space history. I'll look that up another time. Anyway, we're almost done with this. And I have all these experiments that I didn't really need to do. And I'm trying to figure out if I was confused about my mission profile here. No, it's just the mystery goo and the materials bay. And I'm wondering if I was supposed to take these observations on the way up and get high altitude science and then bring that down. That's what I'm suspecting. So let me check. High altitude. Flying. Crew report while flying high over Kerbin. EVA report while flying high over Kerbin. Mystery goo while flying high over Kerbin. And material study while flying high over Kerbin. Yeah, see, I'm missing these. This mod is the most useful mod ever. Like, I used to say Kerbal alarm clock. Kerbal alarm clock and Kerbal engineer are still like absolute necessities. But this science thing that makes it not so much work is really essential. There we go. And we could have been watching it this way. Just want to be as dizzy as possible. There we go. I've got it turned the wrong way. That's terrible. Let's get our transmitter vaguely pointed the right direction. There we go. Not that it won't just get messed up as we roast. Yeah, there's no way. It's gonna turn the wrong way no matter what we do. That's fine. We're almost done. Normally I switch away, but we don't have anything else we're doing. The next thing that's happening is the pad is ready. So we're just listening to this funky music and flying over Kerbin. Yep, as the world turns, we're going around. So I've got a plan for how we're going to get that last bit of science once this mission is done. But it might be a bad plan. Also, I'm noticing that we don't have... Oh, okay, we do have a blader. I was worried about that. What we don't have is monopropellant. Ah, so I know what I was going to do. I haven't done this yet, but I was considering adding Umber Space Industries life support mod to this install. It could be a mistake, because sometimes when I add life support, it really makes it hard for me to actually go anywhere. Not because it's too difficult, but because I'm worried something will go wrong. But the thing about the Umber Space Industries life support mod is that by default, and of course you can just change the settings whatever you want, I would leave it this way, when the Kerbals run out of snacks and they starve for 15 days or whatever, what happens is that they stop working. They become tourists, they kind of go on strike, and they say, I'm sitting in my capsule with my arms crossed until you give me supplies. They don't die, unless you set it so that they do. Which means if I mess up, it's okay. And I can also always go into the settings and say, okay, that was just a mistake. It was a big mistake. I can just temporarily turn the settings differently in the game without doing any kind of save file editing. So the risk is lower. So my risk aversion will not prevent me from actually going on missions. We're almost done. Claufen Kerman is getting close to completing her scan of Kerbin. It's been a day. It's been almost 2 days. 1 day, 5 hours. Small map, there we go. 86% complete. I think I'll turn the big one off, and we'll just use this. So as this is going on, and we're doing fine with electric charge, I want to get science from the high altitude. The problem with getting high altitude science is I think you can't be in space. I'm curious. What we'll do is we'll drop our periaps just into the upper atmosphere where there's not a lot of air pressure. We'll do some science experiments there after quick saving, and we'll verify whether or not that got us what we wanted. We'll go back into space where she can safely EVA out, get the experiments, pull them into the capsule, then we'll re-enter. That's my plan. You know, it might behoove me to temporarily switch to something on the ground. This is what we're gonna do. Space Center. Because she's having a grand old time doing space science. There's no rush to bring her back. I don't know what warp to next morning does. Let's just save as quick save 11 real quick. Warp to next morning. I mean, I know what it does. Warp to next morning in the regular game warps you to the next morning. I don't know if it works in with the mod setup that I have. Are we done? Almost. Let's warp to next morning again. Okay, that's probably good. And how are we at with our alarm? All right, our pad's gonna be ready in 2 hours. Looks like Kerbin's done. So let's pop up back to the Space Center. We just fast forwarded and we should have been doing that the whole time. Velociraptor Mark 1D Polar. Lie. Claufen, it is time to attempt a daring maneuver. 100% done. Congratulations. All right, so the first thing it is time to attempt is stop scan, analyze radar data. We're going to go ahead and transmit. It's only 2.7 science, which surprises me, but that's fine. All science is valuable. I really enjoyed putting all this instrumentation in the inside the spacecraft here. That was fun, even though I didn't end up using a lot of it. All right, Claufen, please turn your spacecraft to point retrograde. I'm gonna fly this from the map view. And burn. Until periaps is 76 kilometers. Target periapsis altitude 76 kilometers. Maybe 77. Point is, we're just going to dip in briefly. And we're going to see if we can perform the science that we want to perform. 77. Great. I'm going to do that. F5, just in case we really royally screw this up. And we'll time warp. Dum da dum da dum. Dum da dum da dum. We have not hit the atmosphere yet. We're getting close. The time warp times in this mod are a little bit conservative. They're very careful with you. All right, with this really nice clubby sounding loungy music. So this is makeup tutorial. This is like Wheezy's makeup tutorial. And we're almost there. I gotta change these time warp times. I really like this mod, but this is too slow. Be better off doing physical time acceleration. Okay. Alright, let's turn that direction and pitch. Alright, let's get a crew report from the upper atmosphere. Almost in an orbit with your home planet. Alright, mystery goo and material study, please. Yep, let's keep this and keep this. And now very carefully, we're going on EVA. Keep that and board. Alright, we have successfully gone on an EVA while in the atmosphere. Lovely. And we can do another mystery goo observation. That won't do us any good. So, well, no, we can do that. We can do that. Let's do that observation. Do it. Keep. All right, now let's time warp until we are out of the atmosphere, where it's a bit safer to do EVAs. Now I'm realizing that we might actually be re-entering here. I think we're okay, but let's turn retrograde just in case we start experiencing some heating. We want to keep flying out. But we got to watch this apoapse because the air resistance is going to be pulling it down. If this starts to get below 95, we need to actually, you know, I think what might behoove us to do is turn prograde and up and do a bit of a burn just to put our periaps behind us. Make sure we've got a vertical speed that is positive. Good. Now turn prograde. We shouldn't be experiencing any heating. Yeah, we're on our way up now rather than down. Because we don't want to enter yet because we need to get back out so we can safely EVA and gather the experiments. Because I don't have the part that can just bring the experiments back into the spacecraft automatically. Claufen has to actually go on EVA to get them, and it's not safe to do that in the atmosphere. Surprise! Yes, Claufen? She's talking to mission control. We're so close. Vertical speed 30 meters per second and accelerating. Okay, good. All right. We're out in space again. Let's quick save that. Claufen, which of these experiments can you reach? Collect. Remove. Collect. Remove. We didn't need her to be a scientist. This was entirely for flavor purposes. Collect. Remove. Well, one thing that we can do... Hang on. Let's go up. Let's restore. Lovely. Because I'm realizing something about the spacecraft, which is that it doesn't actually need Claufen on it. Restore. So she's collected all this data. Restore. All right, now all the science experiments are good as new. And grab. Board. Some of them are duplicates. That's fine. Okay. All right, so now we're going to try a different maneuver. First, we have to warp to apoapse. Hang on, where's the Space Center? Space Center is there. Let's actually warp. Let's warp here. warp here. Just gonna wait the time warp that we have to wait to get there because of the way that the time warp is. My plan is to drop off Claufen, then switchcraft, decouple, switchcraft, turn the ship around, get back into a stable orbit, and we can use the spacecraft for something else. That's the plan. No need to throw it away. Okay, this song is just hitting a particular note that I can't. Let's do epic, because this is going to be very exciting. Okay. I gotta be careful because the Pretzel Rocks comments, but then if somebody else comments, it's hard to tell. All right, have we reached our spot? All right, we're gonna turn retrograde. Can you see? Settings, ambient. Where is it? Ambient light boost, let's turn that up a little bit. Accept. Resume. Turn off the background music. Turn off the background music. Okay, a little bit of thrust. We're not going to be landing close to the Space Center or anything. But let's get that periaps down to like, I don't know, 30, 35. That's good. Okay, and then I believe this is the right button. Switch. Turn around. Fully independent spacecraft. Uh-huh. Look how much fuel we have. We could have gone landed on Minmus again. All right, apoaps and periaps are now both over 100 kilometers. Now we just want to rotate so that the solar panels are more likely to hit the sun. But we're doing fine with electric charge. Switch back. All right, we still got Claufen. And now we just ride this down. She's going to re-enter eventually. Hopefully not over the poles. Hopefully closer to the Space Center. I'm not exactly sure. Our periaps is 30 kilometers. That kick from decoupling dropped our periaps by another 5 kilometers. Look at this, poles. I feel like that's something. There's a something on the surface down there. Very important. Whoa. Claufen, I need you to here, turn on Find Control, which is caps lock. I need you to get yourself vaguely pointed. Yeah. You need to be vaguely pointed, surface retrograde. That's good. All right, you don't have, yeah, you have no SAS, that's fine. Cannot engage SAS, that is fine. Let's switch to free camera so that this is a little bit more manageable. And now we will time accelerate. Look at these rings coming up. We're re-entering over the South Pole, which is a bit not what I meant to do at all. I think we're going to end up landing over here instead of in the ocean. I keep making that mistake, but this is pretty. I feel like this is like the tundra. We gotta build a base up here. This is excellent. And this excellent Claufen. Claufen says, "Yes, I am very happy." She's excited. Most Kerbals are nervous as they re-enter at several kilometers per second, but not Claufen. She's extremely placid as she re-enters. I wonder if she's got the extra bravery feat. That's D&D. I very much enjoy having a planet with rings. Will we make it into this puddle over here? That'd be nice. I keep failing to do water landings. I think we're not gonna quite make it, but it would be nice if we did. It would be almost like we planned it if we made it. Let's not forget to deploy the parachute. That's important. I think we're going to fall short again. Can I, like... I can. I can try to deflect this way. I can try to deflect, but I don't think it's going to help. I'm trying to use the aerodynamic aspect of the spacecraft to steer us towards the ocean, but I think I'm just oscillating. We're going to land on the shore, probably. Maybe? 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 Probably not. We're getting closer. See? It's actually sort of working. I think it might sort of be working. We actually used the aerodynamic properties of the capsule. Look at that. Yeah, look how much sideways motion we have. I actually did a guided landing. Good work, Claufen. You're the first Kerbal to... I think you're the first Kerbal to successfully splash down in a capsule instead of banging into the ground. Not that there's anything wrong with doing ground landings, but these are clearly like water capsule designs. Huh, Claufen. Look at that. Let's get a picture of this. There we go. All right, let's get down there. Yeah, there we go. A water landing. Can we do any science? Looks like we can do some science. Let's EVA. EVA and surface sample. We got a report from the ocean. That is fantastic. And a surface sample. Dihydrogen monoxide. Sodium chloride. Wait, did you send us a sample of salt water? Yes, we did. All right. Take data. Board. Crew report. You see a fish swimming by the window. It looks like you are underwater. Well, you're kind of underwater. Keep experiment. If I could visit the sea, I'd meet all the fish everywhere. All right, let's recover the vessel and see how much science our first Kerbal scientist in space brought back. Now, it's been 48 minutes, and the plan was actually to, within 1 hour to 1 hour and a half, to also go to the moon and land on the moon and return. So, boy, do I take my sweet time when I do things. But I think we can still do it. I might need to have yet another intermission, but let's see. Let's see. Look, we got 33 science. See, it was all worth it. I can unlock more stuff, like these things are only 45, so I could unlock both of those. Or I could unlock one of these other things. I suspect that the next thing that's coming along is probably something having to do with building towards bigger capsules and like, where is it? Probably this to be able to build space stations soon. I'm not sure. Or I might save my science for unlocking longer range transmitters. But with a quick save, in case this is a mistake, we're just going to warp until the pad is ready. And then I already have a plan for the next mission, although we do need to actually get the phasing correct. I'd forgotten about that. Pad is ready. Great, close that alarm. Now we need to pop in here. Because we're going to the moon. All right, so here's our space center. Here's the moon. As we have learned, when we're going to the moon, we need to burn, like if we were going to the moon right now, we would want to be here to do our burn in order to put the apoaps out here, and then in the time it takes us to get there, the moon catches up. Which means that to go to the moon, we need to launch when the space center is at 90 degrees to where we are going to want to burn. Okay, so what I want to do is I need to time warp a bit. We need to wait a certain amount of time. I'm going to try to keep the moon here. Maybe like this? Okay, hang on. Let me think about this for a second. The moon's lined up like that. We want to burn when we're about... Well, basically, when the moon rises is about where we want to do it, usually. And the space center should be about 90 degrees from there. So we're not there yet. Right now, the ideal time to go will be here. Is that better? I think that this... Wait, hang on. If I look at this, we launch, 90 degrees is our descending node, and then another 180 is here. And at this point, we'll be a little bit too late. So we need to wait a little bit longer. Whoa, I think I overdid it. Now if we launch, we will want to burn here. We might have overdone it, but instead of waiting again, what we can do is we can just wait until the moon is in the right position, because I've already killed enough time. That was a mistake. But I can go back to that save if I want to, but I think it's okay. I think if we launch now, we can just... We can get our orbit, and then we can sit in the tracking station waiting until the orbit is phased correctly, rather than guessing about the orbit. So, open. Now, did I name this lander? Is it Land and Return Idea 1? No, it's Titlewave, because I couldn't think of a title. All right, this is a Moonlander sample return mission. Now, sample return missions are kind of a cool thing at the moment because we just saw the launch of the Mars 2020 Perseverance rover, which has an attribute where it is going to take samples and package them for a future sample return mission. This isn't really a sample return mission. This is just, it's going to land, do science, which doesn't involve a surface sample, and then it's going to come back. That's the hope. And it masses 37 tons, so we need to put another 4-day timer. Pad ready in 4 days. Add alarm. Launch. Launch and hope. I believe we're still using the same old rocket. Is that correct? Is that true? Nighttime launch. Yeah, this is still the Phileas. This is still the Phileas launcher. Full throttle. 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of the Phileas 1 rocket launching Titlewave on a mission to study the surface of the moon and bring us that much closer to our understanding of... I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to steer. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's point prograde. And let's try to stay on our vector a little bit more. Try to stay pointing east. Just try. I know you can't necessarily do it very long, but just give it a try. There we go. That's a bit better. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful launch. He says. We'll see if that actually follows through. Oh, what did I do? There we go. Now, I built this craft like last week. I don't really remember how it works, so fingers crossed. I think this is actually a rather aggressive expression of the Phileas rocket. I think I might have added a little bit of fuel here and there, This thing is, if I remember correctly, the simulations took quite a bit of time to actually get where we needed to go, and I suspect our launch is currently too shallow. We need to get to a higher altitude ASAP. We might need to redo this one as well, but you know what? I stand by my right to do that. There we go. Keep it going. Yeah, time to apoapse is decreasing. Alright. It's decreasing, but not very quickly. I want to time accelerate, but I can't. It would be unsafe to do so. The suspense. Suspense is real. Okay, time to apoapse is increasing again. We can get a bit more efficient. You know, you want to burn on your vector. You don't want to be burning all over the place. Okay, I think this will be all right. Let's just point orbit prograde now. All right, so time to apoapse is going to be decreasing, but I think this will be okay. Let's burn like 5 degrees up from our vector, just to keep going up, because every meter per second of delta V on this thing counts. There's a very real possibility of failing. This mission does have a failure state because there's no Kerbals aboard. We will live with the consequences potentially. 63. We're getting some heating on the fairing up here. Yeah, we want to do... I've got to get out of the habit of doing such shallow launches, because this Kerbin has so much more air down at 60 kilometers than the one that I'm used to, where the atmosphere ends at 70. All right, let's go up to 85. Okay. Now let's point surface prograde. Yeah. And time warp until we're out of the atmosphere. Sunrise! Sunrise over Kerbin. Well, the good news is we're going to get into orbit, but I think the bad news is that we needed some of this delta V for our moon transfer, and we just burnt it all. Like, I don't really know that we can do what we meant to do here. All right, add a maneuver at apoapse to circularize us, please. And we got to do it in 1 minute. Let's do a little bit more until we're circular. That will be good enough. 1 minute and 4 seconds. All right, in the meantime, let's quick save, because I don't know that I did this right. Yeah, no, that's not safe. Let's deploy this. Oh, that was close. Everything all right? Had a little bit of issues. Boy, those are pretty. A little bit of issues with fairing separation. Is everything still intact? Looks like everything is still intact. Let's deploy this antenna. Everything seems okay. Spacecraft seems to be in one piece. So this is the re-entry capable part of the spacecraft. This is the lander part of the spacecraft. But I don't know that we have the delta V to do everything that I wanted to do now that our launch wasn't as efficient as we hoped. 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. I don't really care about this node. There we go. Circularized. Quick saved. Now, let's target the moon and let's see how bad our arrangement was. So, if we burn at the ascending node... What am I doing? No, don't warp, don't warp, don't warp. I was like, what's happening here? I don't want to warp there, I just want to add a maneuver there. At the ascending node. Nope, that is not my ascending node, this goofball. Alright. Yeah, Precise Node does not know how to work with Kill Ashley's mod here. Incidentally, the mod maker Kill Ashley, who made this solar system, I feel maybe for some of the people I'm sharing with, that's referring to Mass Effect. In the original Mass Effect, you get a choice of a crew member must sacrifice themselves. And one of them is named Ashley. He is suggesting that you would be better off sacrificing Ashley than the other one. And I might agree. Alright, so let's... This seems like a very good encounter, but I'm not sure that that's really quite what we want. This is a workable encounter. 870 is a little more delta V than I necessarily want. Let's focus view on the moon and see what it is that's happening. We want to be arriving... We want to do this... let's see. Well, that's intense. We want to make sure that we are orbiting prograde when we arrive. We don't want to be on a retrograde orbit of the moon when we arrive. Okay, let's maybe burn slightly more. It's okay if we are inclined. I don't really mind that too much. Inclination is not an issue. Oh, what have I done? Not really sure what I did there. There we go. That reduces our inclination the most. And this gets the burn. I think this will be okay. I think this is alright. It's going to be a total burn of 873 meters per second. I hope that we have enough. I mean, I thought I designed this thing... What's happening? Oh, it's got autopilot turned on. I'm not sure I designed this thing with enough delta V. That's what I'm trying to say. But we're already an hour in, and it's time to see whether or not it will work. So we got this set up. We got 13 minutes, and the commander needs a moment. Again, apologies. I'm back. All right. So we're gonna. This burn is not gonna be correct at all. That's the problem. Is that because we're switching over to a less efficient engine? pardon me, well, it is less efficient as well, but it's a lower thrust engine. I don't know. What is the ship's total delta V? That's really the question. Show engineer. Vessel. Delta V total, 3 kilometers per second. Okay, we need about 1.2 to land and return, and then another several hundred. So let's call that, half of that needs to be already in orbit. I think we're okay. I just have to fly it intelligently. I can't really do the math right now. All right, let's focus on the vessel. Let's go ahead and warp here. And quick save while we're at it, since I've done all this work. And we're orbiting slow, so that's just what it's going to be. So we got some landing legs, which hopefully will not be broken when we deploy this fairing. We've got a small engine down there. We've got all this fuel. We've got all of the science experiments we can put. Incidentally, this is a milestone mission, so we're removing the red dice. But only if we achieve it, so can't do that yet. It is an unmanned launch, so I add another blue one back in. I like the system of just seeing what I've done rather than like... it might be a good idea to do this with like D&D, like, so that I don't accidentally have no combat encounters for 3 consecutive days. Okay, let's adjust our heading. All right, we're gonna want to start the burn a little bit early, maybe when it says 20 seconds remain. Because once we're out of this engine, the burn will be all screwy. So 25, 4, 3, 2, engine on. All right, we're burning. This is good epic music for the purpose. I don't know if you can hear it. And almost staged. Okay. Decouple. There we go. I wasn't really sure if my staging button was going to do what I wanted it to do. Hang on, I hear a sound. Okay, somebody's driving by with loud music. I couldn't tell if somebody was trying to get my... That was the mic. I couldn't tell if somebody was trying to get my attention. Alright, now we can time warp. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so now we're here. I almost missed it, but we can delete. Ooh. Look at that! Look at that! Alright, that's another quick save. And it's auto-saving, but it's fine. Quick save. Woo-hoo-hoo! This is not like the best moon encounter, but I think we did it. And the music changed to something gorgeous right at the right time. Alright, now we have like 15 minutes to do this whole landing. So, moon landing. Here we go. Delete these things. Add SOI change. That is in 1 day. Let's just do it. Here we go. We're gonna fly up and over the rings. So pretty. And out. And then the moon's gonna catch up. I'm gonna turn up the music a little. Who knows what we'll find? That's literally the name of the song. That's fantastic. All right, delete on close. We're still over Kerbin's equatorial sands. Let's get over the moon. There we go. All right. We can do pressure and see these things we've already done, so we can't actually use those. We will not be able to do new science until we actually land. All right. So we need to add a maneuver. Now this will be in communication range of Kerbin. However, it might be not in solar panel range. Also, I don't know if my settings are actually set up correctly for giving me communication blackout. I think the last time I was playing around with it, I found that it was actually in easy mode, but I'm just going to leave it that way for now because I'm not really sure what was the problem anyway. And I don't want to change it into super hard mode or something. Unfortunately, doing this is going to cause the time warp to be really horrible, but this is the way to make sure that we have plenty of time to land. So that's what we will do. Let's get rotated the right direction. This is a 300 meter per second burn. Will leave us 1800 left for land. And then getting back into orbit and then getting home. And this moon might be a little bit different than the one in the regular game. So going off of the game's Delta V stuff, not necessarily correct. All right, add an alarm for the maneuver and go. And then I'm gonna just turn retrograde hold. It's going to be a 40-second burn. Come on. Here we go. We're going to get up close and personal with this modded moon. This cracked, scraggly, pitted, strangely geometrically shaped moon mun. Delete on close. All right, we got a minute till the burn. Oh, and we got some burn music. 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Look at this strange geometrically shaped moon under us. Kill actually used a different method for generating the maps, such that it was all done procedurally rather than with an actual color map image. I think that's correct. I'm not really sure. It had to do with the PQS, which stands for something something. Determines how the planets are shaped. I don't know. And Apoap's 15 kilometers. We've done it. We've done it. All right. We have 1,800 meters per second remaining. That is correct. F5. In fact, I'm going to actually name this. This is important. We're going to save this, and we're going to call this pre-landing. Pre-landing. Because I'm going to try to hurry us up. We want to land about where our periaps is. So let's warp to the apoaps. I don't really know. Have we done a biome map of the moon yet? We're gonna do biome map of the moon. I don't think we have a biome map. It does not seem like we have a biome map. Do we have an altimetry map? Our periaps is going to pass over a couple of craters. I think we're going for some of these. I think we're going for this dark, splotchy area, which actually is about where we're opposite right now. Incidentally, we're not a lander. I mean, we're not a relay. We are a lander. So let's get in here. Rename vessel. Titlewave, which is a lander. Accept. Then I'll be able to tell what I am real better. All right. Slight burn of the engines. I don't know what a good choice is. We're gonna try what I normally do with the game, which is bring my periaps down to about 6 kilometers. And it looks like I'm going to need to burn slightly radial in as well to make my periaps happen a little sooner. I want to do it here because then we'll be both in the sun and facing Kerbin. Will we be facing Kerbin? Well, be facing Kerbin reasonably close. 6. Okay, that might be too low, but I think we're okay. Let's warp here. And we switched into surface mode, which is excellent. I'm going to switch into free camera. It's going to be a little bit laggy because the game's loading the planet. Alright, sunrise over the moon. Auto time warp canceled for some reason. I don't know why. Warp here. Alright. Oh, because I lost signal. That's fine. We expected to lose signal. I only have limited probe control. That's fine. Look at this. Look at this landscape. I know it's just popping in, but it's really cool looking. We're going down there. Wow, this is a really cool, colorful region too. It's been a long time since I've landed somewhere I've never seen before. I know it's just popping in, but wow. Ooh, look at that region over there. Look at that color. I don't know how like realistic, but I really like it. I can't wait to land in some of these discolored places. All right. Yeah, we're passing over this. So we might actually be able to land there. But we got to keep going. And this is a fascinating landscape. It's got all of these ridges. This is going to be really difficult for rovers. We're going to send a moon rover at some point. Sorry for the lag. That's on my end. That's not even Twitch. Hopefully we can make it over this ridge. Sometimes the map is wrong about the ridges. But we need to keep going until we are back in probe control, because I'm not going to try to land without communication. We need our comms back up. Now we have a relay out here, but it's apparently not in the right position. I didn't plan it at all. Wow, look at this landscape. It's coming by at 3 frames a second, but it is really cool looking. Ah, I got a bug bite on my elbow. Look at this. Look at that region. Splotchimus planitia. Could name everything after hobbits. Bilbo Plain. Frollo the Bobbit. Alright, we still don't have transmission. This is where I wanted to land. Ah, we got it. Okay. Now, we're back in transmission, but I want to be careful about landing in such a way that we lose it. That could be bad, but I think we're going to be okay. So as we approach periaps, I'm going to turn... First, we want the game to finish loading in. Let's deploy the gear. Uh-huh. Now we turn upside down. Yup. There's Kerbin. Let's get a screenshot. All right. Now, throttle up. And reduce velocity to 300 meters per second. We're going to thread the needle in this... ridge here. We want to go that way. Alright, we're alright. I think we're alright. Look at that. Wow. Alright, we're going to quick save here. Maybe this is a bad place to quick save, but that's why we did a name save. Alright, velocity is down to 310. 300 meters per second. Alright. Alright, show engineer real quick. I want surface, please. Surface is coming up quick. Altitude, okay, we're gonna land in sunken land in 1 minute. I don't know if my shadows are visible, so we're gonna be careful about that. Alright, altitude is 4 kilometers. We cannot warp. It's a bit laggy, but it's got good music for this purpose. All right, let's slow down a bit more. And I actually want to burn this way to reduce my sink rate. We want to be dropping more like 10 meters per second. Wow, look at those cliffs. They're really confused about the texture at the moment. I don't have a real graphics card, guys. All right, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. That's fine. Let's turn. There we go. Okay. Okay, that was more manageable. I want my vertical speed to stay relatively low. Okay, we've done this in not a most efficient way. What is going on with those cliffs? Don't look at them. All right. Only 700 meters. This lag is a bit of an issue for flight control. $400 meters. 300. I want to make sure I have the Delta V. I don't know how far away I am. I don't have ground scatter. All right, 150 meters. The music just got really cute instead of very serious. It's all right. It's going to be a cute landing. Z. Three, two, okay, there we go. Power descent. We don't want to get going too slow. Oh, there's my shadow. There's my shadow. Okay, we're coming in a little quick. Okay, all right, we're on the ground. We're on the ground. we landed in a bit of a not flat place, but whoa! Don't fall over. I think we're okay. Whoa. Now we take away the milestone dice. Look at that. We have successfully touched down in the Wrinkle Land, the Sunken Land. Wow. Stop wobbling around. Oh! No. What's happening here? Okay. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. You can be like that. I have no idea what happened. That's fine. You can be like that for now. I've already quick saved. Alright, now this music needs to calm down a little bit. Okay. So, we have to get home in the amount of time that's left. So, this is what we do. Temperature scan. Let's see, material study. Oh, what did I do? Material study. Mystery goo. Atmospheric pressure. Mystery goo. Okay, the goo seems to be imitating the paparazzi, following you around and constantly flashing like it's taking pictures of you. Great. You're unsure about the surrounding area, but your temperature is definitely elevated after that landing. Your temperature, that is true. Whew. Working in a lab in a crater on the moon would make you feel like a mad scientist. You note this in your report. The goo is no less gooey here than elsewhere. Strange stuff. The pressure gauge is sitting there motionless. Perhaps you should tap it a few times. All right. Science has been gotten. All right. 5. Oh, whoa, what's happening? Okay, we got to stand up. We have to stand up. It is necessary. Let's turn the gear off. And stand up. And lift off. All right, now we need to turn east. 90 degrees. There we go. Now we want to make sure, even though this texture is super weird looking, we want to make sure we get over it. There's Kerbin. All right, now we can... Okay, what's our orbital situation? I can't see anything. All right. I want our orbit vector. Orbit. Apoapsis 10 kilometers. That's probably sufficient. Woo! And we have 800 meters per second left. I hope that's enough. I kind of did an inefficient thing here. So at Apoaps, let's do 500 and see if that gets us where we need to go. Okay, now let's do 800. That's more than we need for sure. Let's do 500. Let's do 400 meters per second. That should be adequate. Nope, not 400 M. Get out of map mode. Add the, oh, delete on close. Close, it's already time to start burning. No, it says time to node burn is 24 seconds, okay. All right. And 5, 6, 7. Here we go. This is the Kerbal running dance. If you've ever seen a Kerbal run to the song, you'll know what I'm talking about. We're gonna get into orbit in just a moment. Okay. And we're right at the half-hour mark. All right, we've actually burned farther than we needed to. Now we get into the map mode, and here I think we just add a maneuver here. We still have 400 meters per second left to work with to come home. Boy, it's laggy. What's happening? It's because we're close to the moon, I think. Let's make this 400. Oh, that's so unnecessary. Okay, hang on. 300? Don't bite yourself. Okay. Periaps, 100. Kerbin periaps. I see what's happening. I'm burning. I'm getting it a little bit weird. I can't do it any later than that. Let's burn slightly more. We're gonna, for some reason, come in on a polar trajectory. Let's burn normal to solve this problem. There we go. That solves the problem. We don't need to burn retrograde so much. We just burn a little bit normal. And that is a Kerbin periaps of 34, something like that. Burn is in 1 minute, and it's only 300 meters per second. Let's get pointed. Wait, gosh, I gotta do something about the loading over the moon. This is... I wonder if I'm having like a disk spike separately from this, because it's just been a little bit rough. All right, 1 minute and 30 seconds, so let's just... have I quick saved? I can't remember. It's only a 24-second burn. And then, like Superman, we're gonna be returning. This is too loud. There we go. 30 seconds. Don't look at the moon. Just don't look at it. 20. It's really cool looking, but we gotta look away so that I can actually fly. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're going home. So if this works out, this will be a one and done successful sample return mission. I say that in quotes because we're not returning any samples, just data. But there's a very important step that I almost forgot to do, which it's not too late to do it, but that could have been bad. Alright, what's my periaps? Burn a little bit more until my periaps is more like 30. Alright. Quick saved that, and now the very important step is... Do we have electric charge? Yeah, we do. The very important step is to collect all of the data into the container. That's very important. Okay. Now we will add an SOI change alarm. Goodbye, Moon. You were fun. You were laggy. But you were a very fun thing to land on. Quite enjoyable. Yep. And now we get to see if my re-entry capsule design actually works. Whee! Unless, of course, we get some other alarm first, which is possible. No, I think we're going to be fine. Pad is going to be ready in a day, and I think that we're going to re-enter before that's over. All right, here we come. So we have collected all of the science into the container. This is that. Okay, good. All right, quick save here. We've collected. This is now done. All right. Well, we're going to do this, and then I'll say thank you for watching. Let's get to just above. Yeah, okay. And then let's turn off of it slightly just to kind of get a little bit of... We didn't want to actually crash into that. So the last step is... Are we going to lose transmission right when the parachutes open? Ah! That was loud. Our other spacecraft is going to burn up. Look at that, crashing. Look out, don't hit us. There goes the transmitter. We could get in a bad situation where we can't deploy the parachutes. But hopefully we're going to be fine. Okay, everything's exploding. And Rachel is home, which is perfect timing. Alright. So far, like Superman arriving from Krypton, everything is going according to plan. We just have to hope that we're going to stay within range of communication signals long enough to deploy the parachutes. Whoops, something flew by. The ablator is going down very, very slightly. We probably could have left a lot of that ablator off. Still going at orbital speeds, though. And we're using a slight amount of electric charge just to stay completely pointed exactly the way we want to be, which is surface prograde. We're using the heat shield on the nose to decelerate. This is backwards of what we usually do. Alright, we're starting to slow down. The shock heating is starting to reduce. We're getting into the denser part of the atmosphere. We're slowing down at 4 Gs. Okay. Alright. Re-entry has been successful. I think we can turn stability off. And it's just a question of falling. Okay. Parachutes are now openable. We're going to quick save here, because I want to fall further so we don't have to wait too long. I want to deploy the parachutes at like 3 or 4 kilometers altitude so that we don't have to wait. But of course, if we lose signal, then it will crash. So we can deploy it sooner, but that's why I quick save, so that we can save some time if I don't have a mistake. There we go. Time accelerate down. And we've done it. I didn't quite do it within an hour and a half, but I think considering how rusty I've been, I think that's not the worst. So if you've been joining, let me turn this music off. If you've been joining, thank you very much. Next time, so we've done our milestone, but not our Kerbals. Next time we'll launch a duplicate of that to Drez and hopefully be able to do that as well. I think we're going to get a lot of science, and that's sort of what we're waiting for. That's what's going to wrap up today, is finding out how much science we got from this in just a moment. It should be hundreds, but the science rewards have been modified, so it might actually not be hundreds, so we will see. But I'll have to decide what we're going to unlock. I think that the next, in this career, the next things to start unlocking, here's our other parachute to slow us down to even safer speeds. I think that the stuff that we're going to unlock next in this career mode, the science mode, has to do with, here we go, landed, hooray, recover, has to do with space infrastructure, because I think we've been unlocking probe parts, which is why we have so many unmanned missions. But in order to keep doing milestones, we're going to have to send Kerbals so they can start doing more substantial science. So we'll need things like rover parts, space station parts, docking. 77 science, that's pretty stingy, but we're going to be fine. We got 170, so we can almost unlock 2 expensive nodes, one and then the other. By the time we go to Drez, we'll get that. But anyway, what's this over here? The flag is in the wrong place. Thank you for joining, and I'll let you go. Have a good weekend, afternoon, day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.